Megavan, and welcome to, I guess, another showcase video, but not a showcase of anything inside the game. It is September 1st, 2022. So tonight it says here that this is gonna debut. Beginning in a time of relative peace, we follow an ensemble cast of characters as they confront the reemergence of evil to Middle-earth. From the darkest depths of the misty mountains to the majestic forests of Lindon, it's a elf place if I'm not mistaken, to the breathtaking island kingdom of Numenor, to the furthest reaches of the map. These kingdoms and characters will carve out legacies that live on long after they are gone. And look at this. I have to preface something first. You've seen me do at least a couple reactions, or I've done a couple reactions at least of this, and you've heard my take on it. I don't want to complain any further, and if you recall or if you want to find it and hear what I have to say again, but I did say I'm still excited to watch this, and I'm going to watch it. I just don't and when I say this, I'm not just referring to this Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, but I am referring to just things nowadays, films and shows, and a word I don't like to use, but woke, the woke stuff and all the PC shit and all that. I don't like how they're forcing it too much. They're forcing it too hard on everything instead of letting it just appear naturally. But again, my good friend Mike also let me know that there were mistakes made in the past, and I forgot exactly his words, but something like there were mistakes made in the past, but it's not too late to correct it, or something like that, right? So they're just correcting the mistakes of the past. So okay, that's fine. I guess you could say I partially agree with that, and but I still feel as if they're shoving this stuff too much down our throats. But that's cool. That's cool that the inclusion stuff is happening. I'm all, as I said it, and I'm all for diversity and everything, but I just don't want it. I guess kind of like They Live, right? When the aliens are putting subliminal hidden messages on the billboards and on the TV, and the only way that Roddy Piper and Keith David were able to see it, and I think they were handing out more glasses to people with those shades. You put that on and you can see through the truth. So it's kind of like that. The hidden subliminal shit. I don't like that. But anyways, getting back to this, Galadriel, she looks fucking badass. I think. I mean, look at that. God, it just. I think Skyrim. I think ESO. Whenever I see stuff like this, and Galadriel was such a cool character, played by Cate Blanchett in the original trilogy, and then you actually saw her in action in not two times, what do you call it, a Hobbit, the Hobbit trilogy, her fighting in there as a young older, still slightly younger Galadriel, but still old enough to be portrayed by Cate Blanchett. This one obviously is a younger version of her. What I don't understand now, and maybe some of you people can explain it to me, but I thought that elves were immortal, and that's why we saw there was a scene with Eowyn, played by, of course, Liv Tyler, where I think Hugo Weaving, who played Elrond, the father, showed a premonition of the future of her life together with Aragorn, right? And then Aragorn was he's a Numidian or something like that. I can't remember what Eowyn, not to be confused with Arwen, but Eowyn, uh, played by I can't remember her name, but she was in something like shit. She was in War of the Worlds, you know, the Tom Cruise one. I think she was Tom Cruise's wife, and she was in other stuff. She was in, you know, I can't think of it anymore, but or her, Eowyn. What the fuck was I saying now? Well, she said that you're a Nomaden, you know, blessed with long life, right? But he still ages. So my point is this: it showed Aragorn with gray hair, getting older, but Arwen was like still young, if I recall, and and they have kids and stuff. But he'll grow old and die, but Arwen will stay young forever. So I mean, looking at her at this age, you would think. Now I understand that elves, you know, they get up to a certain age and then they kind of freeze and not age. You know, I guess certain immortality works like that. But she's not a kid anymore. And when you look at her here, she looks old enough that she should be frozen at this age forever and then die only in battle or die of a broken heart. But that's fine, whatever. Okay, let's see what we have here. A legendary elven warrior and the commander of the northern armies. Wow, fantastic, badass. Far from the wise, ethereal Lady of Lorien, she will one day become this much younger Galadriel is headstrong and relentless, and obsessed with hunting an elusive evil. Yeah. I look forward to seeing her kick some ass. Okay, can I go to the different people here? Elrond, I was going to say this is Elrond, the older Elrond, played by Hugo Weaving. When given the choice by higher powers to remain either a human or an elf. Really? I mean, I know certain lore, you know, but I was never into the books or anything, just from the Hobbit films and starting with Lord of the Rings trilogy, and then the Hobbit film, animated film, the Rank and Bass. I'm thinking Rancor for Empire Strikes Back, you know, Star Wars. But Elrond, the half-elven, chose immortality, whereas his brother Elros chose a mortal life and became the first king of Numenor. Numenor, is that, that's how they were probably born? That's why they have long life like Aragorn? Is that the same thing? Greatness is in Elrond's veins, but he has not yet totally found his place in the world. He must navigate the path between doing what is right for his kingdom and remaining loyal to those he holds most dear. Okay? Okay, now who's this? Erendir. Erendir is a Sylvan elf. A branch of woodland elves who never left Middle Earth for Valinor. Valinor, that... Was it in the first Lord of the Rings or second? One of them. It was one of the added scenes put back into the extended edition. The elves were marching through the forest, and I think they were going to Valinor, right? I could be wrong on that, but a soldier who grew up in the now sunken lands of Beleriand. He has spent nearly a century keeping vigil over the men and women of the Southlands, whose ancestors sided with evil long ago. Now the elves' age-long watch has nearly ended, but Erendir has grown fond of his charges, especially the healer woman, Bronwyn. Isn't that the name of the Game of Thrones? That guy that was training Jaime? I don't know. Lord Celebrimbor. Celebrimbor is a visionary artisan and elf lord of Erendir. I also played Lord of the Rings Online, just so you know. So I'm familiar with some of these places. Who has a plan to undertake a great work that will transform Middle Earth into a place whose beauty can rival even the grace of Valinor itself. High King Gilgalad. High King Gilgalad is a powerful, pragmatic, and wise elven warrior and king. Ruling from the elven capital in Lindon, he strives for a bright future for all elves, but harbors a great secret that threatens both his people and all of Middle-earth. Yeah. Fantastic. Look at that. What's all this shit? Read the Lord. Okay, these are like, listen to the soundtrack. Okay. Stream with Fire TV. Listen on Audible. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. I've let this go far enough. I just wanted to do a showcase, and I just when I remembered that this was coming, and when I clicked on here, and when I began to scroll down, I saw this list, and I thought, I think let's kind of go through what this is. It looks kind of cool. So, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, we'll just see how this is. Okay.